hardwares or VM available with our for Palo Alto Firewall, right? We have seen all those things, and we have deeply uh, explore how the SP3 architecture works and what is the benefit of using Palo Alto Firewall uh, over the other next generation firewall available in the market, right? So we have seen the packet flow logic SP3 architecture, and today we will see how we can take the initial configuration, how we can do the initial configuration with our Palo Alto firewall, right? How we can configure the IP address to our management interface, right? How we can take the access, okay? And what is the dashboard? How the dashboard look likes with the Palo Alto firewall? What are the things available in dashboard? What information you can collect? What are the things you can add in your dashboard or you can remove according to your requirement or need, right? So let's get started. Let me share my screen first. Okay. I hope I'm audible, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yes, you are.
Okay. And my screen is also visible to everyone, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's for
guys,
me.
here I have, yeah, so thanks for confirmation. So guys, here I have just taken one Palo Alto firewall and one management system, right? So in my Palo Alto firewall, I have connected my management system with the management port. Okay. So now my task is to take the first GUI access or GUI access of this firewall, or I want to
Management
configure the,
system we can use PC,
yes, you can
uh,
use PC.
but
No
this
problem.
is this is Win server, correct?
Yes, yes. Yes, this
Okay,
is server. You can use PC. No
okay,
problem.
okay.
That is not an issue. Any management system you can use to take the management. This is just to take the management of my box, right? Palo Alto box. So, guys, how we can configure the management interface, we will see how we can assign the IP address, right? How we can take the GUI access in my management system of my Palo Alto firewall, right? So first of all, let's decide what IP we will give here, right? Let's say I will give 172.16.1.100 IP by management port of the Palo Alto firewall, right? So guys, if I will use this IP to my management interface, then I will have to use the same range of IP to my management system also. Then only these two systems, or you can say these two, will be in the same network and can communicate with each other, right? So this will be our first configuration. Okay. First of all, I will assign this IP to my uh, Palo Alto Firewall management interface, and then we will assign this IP, and then we will see whether we are able to access our Palo Alto Firewall or not. Okay, so let's take the console access. Okay, so yeah, my firewall is up. So guys, let me make it bigger so it is visible to everyone. Okay.
But yeah, you're taking console logging of firewall.
Yeah, first of all, whenever you will get a box, then you will have to take console access, or you can attach your management PC with the management port, and it is having a default IP that is 192.168.1.1. Okay,
Correct,
so you
correct.
can assign 192.168.1 series IP in your management system, and you can take the access. Okay, so since it is a virtual environment, so it doesn't have any IP address configured in the management port. Okay, so that is why we are taking the console access, and we will assign the IP address to our management port. So this way you will also get to know how you can configure the IP address to your management port, right? Or you can get the first time access of your box. Okay. So let's try to log in with the on our firewall first. So why? So guys, we have a default admin user created in the firewall, right? Default password, default username and password is admin. So let me try with the admin user, and the password is also admin. So first time when you will log in, so it will give you the prompt to change the old password first. Okay, let me put the old password, that is admin. Okay, now it is asking me to give the new password. So I'll assign here the new password admin at 123. Okay, so admin at 123. So guys, you can see here we have successfully logged in our firewall. Okay. Now suppose if I want to see what is configuration with our management port, right? So how we can do that? We need to run one command that is show system info, right? So system info. With this command, it will give you all the information related to your box, right? It is giving you the host name. Okay. It is saying it is having a host name of PAVM, right? IP address, it doesn't have any IP address as of now. Public IP address, it doesn't have any public IP address configured yet, right? Default gateway is not set. IP assignment method is by default, it is DHCP configured. Okay. So it is showing the management port configurations. Okay. So by default, management port is taking DHCP configuration, right? And it is giving all the details as you guys can see, MAC address detail, like time, what is the time, right? Model, you will get to know serial number, right? All those software version, we are using 9.0. Okay.
Sir, after change the password, which command need to put for this showing this details?
For changing the password, you will just type once you will give the command na, once you will give the
Ah,
admin as a username, then it will prompt you for the changing the user password, right? Then you can
okay.
change the password from there.
Okay.
Okay.
After change the password, which command actually need to do
So
for this
system
for this?
information.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, you are asking this command, it is show system
Yes.
in,
Yes.
yeah, it is show system info, means we want to
So
check the
system.
information related to our system. Okay, what are
Okay.
the
Okay.
information available? Okay,
Okay.
host name,
Okay.
IP address configuration, all these things. Okay, so you guys can
Okay.
see here we have a multiple informations available here, right? So my management interface is not configured. You can see here IP address is showing unknown, right? So
So
first
can
of
you,
all,
hello?
yeah,
Can
yeah,
you do it with GUI based also?
yes, yes. First of all, we will take configure the management IP, na? For then we will be able to take
Let
the GUI access,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So that
let
is why
him
I have shown
do.
you how you can configure the management IP address. Okay.
Let him do step by step.
Yes, yes. So
Yeah,
first of
just
all, guys,
Mhm.
I have shown you we don't have any IP configuration in our management, right? So first of all, we need to configure the management IP address. So how we can configure this? So first of all, we need to go to the configuration mode. Okay. So we have a two modes available with our Palo Alto Firewall. One mode is already shown here. It is showing as like this symbol, right? Once I'll go to the configure mode, then it will convert to the hash. You can see, like we have in Cisco, right? One is enable where you can run the basic show commands, okay? And another one is configuration terminal, right? In Cisco, here we also have one configuration mode where you can do all the configurations, right? So first of all, we need to assign the IP address. So what is the command? Set device config. Okay. System type. First of all, I need to set the type from DHCP to static, right? Because I have verified here, it is configured as a DHCP, right? So first of all, I will configure it as a static. Okay. Now set device config system IP address. Okay. What IP address you want to assign? Let's say I want to assign 172.16.1.100, right? That we have decided as per our topology, right? Then we need to give the mask. So command is net mask. So what mask we have decided? /24, right? So guys, this is the way you can assign the IP address to your management port. Okay. Now we have multiple things also that we can define here. Set device config system. Okay. Default gateway, if you want to give, right? Then you can assign the default gateway as well from here. Okay. Let's say 1.1, I'm assigning default gateway. Okay. Then set device config system DNS if one you want to give, right? DNS settings. Okay. Now I'll put the question mark. It is saying servers, then I'll use server primary. Let's say I want to assign 8.8 primary, and secondary I want to give 4.2.2.2. Okay. So these are the basic settings that you need to do, right? So we have assigned the IP address, but it will not take this IP address until you will not commit the changes. Okay. So we have a commit in like to push the configurations. We have a commit command in case of our Palo Alto firewall. So whenever you will do any changes, okay, it will go to your candidate configuration. We have a two type of configuration available in our Palo Alto firewall. One is candidate and one is running configuration. Okay. Whenever you will do any changes, so it will be there in your candidate configuration. Okay. Once you will commit the configuration, then it will be saved and it will come into the running configuration, right? So let me commit the configurations because I want to apply the changes that I have done here. Sorry, command is wrong. CUMMIT, right? So as you guys can see, commit has started. Okay. Commit process is completed successfully. Okay. Now let's go back to the previous mode and let's see what information it is showing now. Okay. So system info. This time, if you will see here, IP address, it is showing 172.16.1.100 that we have configured, right? And net mask, it is showing 255.255.255.0/24, right? That we have configured right now. And the default gateway that we have decided, right? IP assignment, earlier it was showing DSCP, but now it is showing static because we have configured it static, right? So this is the way you can configure your initial, like you can do the initial configuration with your management interface or Palo Alto firewall. Okay. Now to take the one more command, I want to show you show interfaces all. You can check all the interfaces; those are configured here, right? So it does not show the management interface, right? It shows the physical interfaces. Okay, means the interfaces that we use for data forwarding. Okay. So as of now, we have not configured any interfaces, so it is not showing anything, right? For the management interface, you can run the command show system info or show interface management. Okay, show interface and then management. See, it will give you the management interface details. Okay, what is the IP address configured? What is the net mask? What is the default gateway? Okay, transbyte, received byte, all the things you can verify from here, right? Now, guys, I want to take the access of this firewall, okay, to my management system, GUI access. So what I need to do, I will be, I need to assign same range of IP to my management system, right? So let's go to the management system. Okay, so this is my management system. Let me go to the network configuration settings.
But here system IP is the management IP, correct? We do not mention the interface management interface when we have configured the IP address.
The configuration we have done, that is for the management only. That
Yeah,
is for
but yes, but we have configured only IP address. That is
yes,
the set device config systems types.
yes,
Means
yes,
system IP address. So it is by default. It will be management interface IP. Correct?
yes, yes. Set
Okay.
device config is a management device IP.
Okay. Okay. Understood. Thank you.
So first of all, let me verify what is the IP address we have in my management system. As you guys can see, there is no IP configured. It is using the APIPA IP. So we will be assigning the same range of IP in my management system also to take the access, right? So let's say what we have decided, we will use 172.16.1.101, right? And net mask 255.255.255.255.0. Okay.
Default gateway.
It's not
Not
required
required.
because we do not want to go outside. No, I
Point to
just want
point.
to take the access, right?
Yes, point to point connectivity.
Yes, yes. So IP config, you can see the IP address is assigned to this machine. Okay. Now let me try to ping the firewall IP, whether we are able to like my firewall is responding or not. Okay, let's try to ping. See guys, we are getting the ping response from our firewall IP, right? Means firewall is responding to our management system. So we will try to take the GUI access of our firewall, right? Okay. What is my IP? Firewall IP 16.100, right? 16.1.100. So guys, you guys can see here we are getting the login page, right? So guys, we are getting the login page of our firewall with the IP address that we have configured, right? Now let me try to log in to the firewall admin, and what was my password? Admin at 123, right? So it's loading. Okay, so it is giving us the welcome page, right? So I'll simply close this. Okay, so guys, we have successfully logged into our firewall, as you guys can see, right? So this is our Palo Alto Firewall first login page, right? Or you can say this is our dashboard page. So in our dashboard, you guys can see lots of informations are available, right? Is available. Here we have a general informations about the devices, right? What is the device host name? Okay, PAVM, right? What is the management IP? It is showing 172.16.1.100, right? And what is the net mask? What is the default gateway? It is showing IPv6 address, right? All those things, PA models also. It will show you all the signature or the licenses or the versions available. So it is showing VM version, right? We are using PAVM, and it is not showing any serial number, but in real devices, you will be able to see the serial number here, right? And licenses, it is showing none. Software, you can see here, we are using 904
In
version.
lab, sorry for interrupting. In lab, we are using virtual machine, correct?
Yes, it's a
Yeah,
virtual.
that is the reason PAVM
Yes.
and not serial ID. Okay,
Yes.
okay,
Here you
okay.
can see a VM mode. VM mode
Uh,
is KVM.
yeah, KVM.
KVM is a virtual environment, right?
Mm, mm.
So we have a virtual firewall. Okay. So all those things are available here. Okay. What is the software version, global protect agent version, application version? Okay. URL filtering version, global protect connect clientless
So it is the
VPN
old
version.
version, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sir,
So
what
guys,
is the
you
basic
can
difference between the
see
current
here.
version and the old one?
Sorry.
What is the basic difference between the current version, latest version, the old version? Is it
Yeah,
some of the
we also have a
configuration?
latest version. We will see. Actually, that takes a lot of time to like come up. That's why we are first starting with this. Okay, we will show you
Okay.
on that also. Okay,
Okay.
so if your fundamentals are clear, then you can work on any firewall. Okay, that doesn't make any differences. Okay, just the GUI will be changed a little bit. That is more designing. Okay, all the options will be there as it is. Okay. So it is showing us the time, okay, uptime of the device, right? and VM series it is showing. Okay. So here you guys can see we have a dedicated management CPU. It is showing us the management CPU utilization, that is 14%, and data plane CPU, right? That we have discussed in our very first lecture or very first session, right? That Palo Alto firewall works on a single pass parallel processing architecture, right? Single pass parallel processing means single pass software and parallel processing hardware. What does parallel processing hardware means? It has a dedicated management CPU and the data plane CPU, right? So here you guys can see it is showing the system resources inside your system resources, management CPU and the data plane CPU, right? So what else is available? You guys can see here we have a system logs, right? If you want to drag and drop, or you can move the tabs, then you can move it like by dragging the tabs here, right? This way, okay? So it is showing you the system logs, right? And configuration logs as well in your dashboard. If you want to put it here, then you can simple drag drop this way, okay? This type, okay? So it is also giving you the login details of the admins, okay? What are the admins logged in? So we have tried multiple attempts with the CLI, so it is that is why it is showing the multiple CLIs connections, and we have we are using one web access, that is why it is showing one web access, and the client IP is, it is showing 172.16.1.101, right? This is our management system IP, right? So this is the way you can like uh, verify the things in your dashboard. And guys, here in the top corner, if you will see, we have a button to refresh the things, right? If you want to refresh it, then you can click here, or you can decide the refresh timer from here, right? If you want to get it refreshed in every 1 minute interval, then you can select 1 minute, okay? According to your requirement. If you want to select, then you can
Here,
select.
here you mentioned that the client, web client. So what is the meaning of here? IP address and web
Means one
client.
client, yeah, means one client is connected here with the web
Oh,
access, right?
that, oh, okay. That PC. I
Yes,
want to
yes,
say that
yes.
that PC is connected for web access. Okay,
Yes, yes, yes.
understood.
We are using one management system, right?
Yeah,
In
yeah,
management
understood.
system, we are using this GUI access. We are getting this GUI access on our management system. And what is the IP of my management system? That is 172.16.1.101, right?
101. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that we have already seen. See,
100 is
yeah.
firewall, 101 for PC.
Yeah. See, I'm on my management system and it is having an IP address of 101, and I'm taking the access of the firewall. So that is why it is showing the session here, right? IP address as well. Okay. So these are the things available with your dashboard. Okay. If you want to suppose add something, then you can click on widget and you can add according to your requirement. Suppose I want to add the interfaces. Okay. I want to see what are the interfaces available, how many interfaces are up, how many interfaces are down. It will show you here. So since no interfaces are configured yet, so it is showing all the interfaces in a disabled mode, right? It is not showing up, not showing down. It is disabled because we are not using any interfaces. Okay. Whenever the interface will be up, then it will show you in a green symbol. Okay. Whenever it will be down, then it will be show you in a red symbol. Okay. Now, next, if suppose I want to see the HA configuration also in my dashboard, so I need to go to the widget and then system, and then I can add the HA settings also here. Okay. So here it will show you all the HS configurations, right? HA details. Since we are not using any HA, so it is showing us HA is not enabled yet, right? So what are all the options available? We have seen the system, and then logs. You can, if you want to see the threat logs in your dashboard, then you can attach the threat logs as well. If you want to use the URL filtering logs, then you can also attach the URL filtering here, right?
So we have one another box for HA, so how
Mhm.
we will enable it for primary firewall? This is primary
That-
firewall, I think, and one is one. We have another firewall for secondary, and we are connected for HA. So how we enable for HA in primary firewall?
For HA, we have a dedicated session. We need to configure the firewall for HA. First of all, we need to define the HA ports, and then we need to configure the HA settings in our firewall.
Okay,
Okay.
understood. Okay,
That
that
we will
time
see.
we will check. We will
Yeah,
see.
that we will see. As of now, we are just verifying what are the things available with our dashboard, or what are the basic settings we can do, right? Make sense, Saibur Rahman?
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay, guys, similarly, if you want to attach, like if you want to see the top applications details, then you can attach the top applications here also, right? Since we are not using any traffic here, so it is not showing anything. And top high risk applications, if you want to see, if you can attach here also, right? If you want to remove something, then you can click on this cross button. It will be removed from here, right? From the dashboard. Okay. And movement, I have also mentioned you, if you want to like move these tabs, then you can drag and drop. Okay. The okay, this way you can do it. Okay. Now, guys, I have configured the IP address in my management interface, that is 172.16.1.100. But if you have noticed, I have not enabled any HTTPS service, but still my firewall is accessible with the HTTPS on this IP. Then how it is happening? So let me tell you, by default, few services with our management port are already allowed. That is why we were able to ping the firewall IP. Also, we are able to take the GUI access of our firewall through HTTPS. Okay. Now, how we can verify that? So you need to go to the device tab, right? So in device tab, you guys can see here, we have a multiple options available, right? So here we have a management, and here we have a interfaces available, right? So it is showing us the management interface details. It is showing that management interface is enabled, speed is auto negotiated, right? And the IP address that we have decided did here, right? And it is showing the services also, ping, HTTPS, and SSH. Okay, so these services are by default enabled, right? So that is the reason we were able to ping our firewall from the management system, or also we are able to take the GUI access through the HTTPS service, right? So by default, these three services are enabled for your management interface. So if you want to modify
Sir,
it, yes,
sorry for interrupting. Here, SSH is for this remote access, right?
yes.
Yes,
This is
right.
for remote access. If I will go to the my management system, then let me show you whether it's working or not. Okay, let's see. I'll put my firewall IP here, right? And I'll try to do the SSH. Okay.
Okay.
See, guys, I am able to take the access. Oh, I have put the wrong credential. Not an issue. So we are getting the SSH access, right? You got it?
Okay, sir. Yes.
See, let me try to log in. ADMIN, right? Okay, it is taking some time, not an issue. Means the SSH port is enabled, right? So by default, guys, three services are enabled. So I am successfully logged into my firewall, right? From the management system over port number SSH port, right? By using putty. So guys, this is an interview question, okay? By default, we have three services enabled with our management interface, right? Those are ping, HTTPS, and SSH. We have just configured the management IP, that is 172.16.1.100, and these services were enabled, so we were able to ping. We are able to ping, and we are also able to take the access of our firewall. Now, let's suppose we want to modify something in our management interface. So how we can do that? You just need to click there, right? And here you are getting the prompt like one window where all the management settings you can do, right? So we have decided this IP, this net mask, and this gateway. Okay. Suppose I want to change the gateway. Let's say 254. I'm giving here. Okay. And let's say I want to remove the ping service from my management interface, and then we will test whether it's working or not. Okay. And here we also have the option to give the permitted IP address. Means whatever IP you will mention here, okay, by clicking add, whatever IP you will mention here, that IP can only access this management interface. Okay. So as of now, we are not defining anything. We will see this. Okay. As of now, I have just changed the default gateway and I have removed the ping service, okay, from my management interface. And then we will see whether it's taking the configuration or not. See, ping is removed, but it is still in my running configuration, right? So what I will have to do to apply the changes, I will have to commit the changes, right? So here we have a commit option in our GUI. So here you can commit the changes. But before commit, you can see here we have a different options available. So we have a preview changes. So from preview changes, you can validate your configuration settings, right? What changes you have made. So let me choose the preview settings. Let's see what is opening. So guys, as you can see here, one device configuration audit is opened here, right? And it is showing three symbols. Everything will be available in three symbols. If you will add anything in your configuration, then that will be reflected in green part. Okay. If you will modify your existing connection, then it will show you in a orange. And if you will remove something, then it will show you in a red part. Okay. So as you guys can see here, I have disabled the ICMP. So I have added something. So it is showing me yes,
Yes,
in a
254
green.
default gateway.
Yeah. So it is default gateway. We have just modified it. Okay. We have changed the IP address. So it is showing us in a modified. So I will always verify this like configuration audit in our production environment before committing any changes to avoid the mistakes, right? So it is also very important. So I have validated, like I have done the changes that apart from that, nothing is changed in my previous configuration. Okay. So I'm good with the changes. So I can go ahead with the commit. Okay. I want to commit all the changes.
So can you tell me the where we go the devices configurations? Check device configuration. Just now you have seen
Device configuration. Sorry, I didn't get your question.
the device configuration, the different devices configuration that is deleted, adding. Which button we have to click for this?
Okay. 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 You need to, whenever you will go for the commit now,
Yeah.
see, as of now, we have committed the changes. That is why it is showing no commit pending. Let me modify it again to show you. Okay. Let's say we are configuring here 250, right? I have done some changes. Okay.
Okay.
Now I will go to the commit option to commit the changes or to apply the changes. Before committing, you guys can see we have option for preview changes.
It is
Okay.
very important.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
always recommended to
Uh,
preview your changes in your production environment to like avoid any kind of mistakes.
mistakes
Okay.
or impact. Correct.
Yeah.
Sir,
So here from this option, you can validate your configuration, right? So we
Yes,
have
yes.
already verified that. So I'm not going to do it again. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
sir,
Good.
one question I have, like if you remove the HTTPS services right now, like
Hmm.
so this session will end automatically,
Yes. Yes.
right?
This
Right.
session.
Yes.
Just write down, right? Right?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
After
Okay.
This
commit,
shall
Okay.
be.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
after commit,
We will
you
lost
cannot
this.
do it.
Yes.
You
We
cannot
will lost the.
connection.
We will lost the access of the firewall.
Correct.
Yes, yes.
But good feature, no? Very good
Okay.
feature. Just
So
SD1
guys,
like
we
that.
have disabled the ping service. Let's try
Yeah.
whether it's
You
before
cannot
we were
ping.
able to ping, right? Now let's
Yeah.
try. Say it's
Awesome.
not,
Awesome.
right.
Yeah.
We are not able to ping. Okay. I hope it's clear to everyone or anyone have any query. Let me
No,
refresh
sir.
it because I have changed. Okay, let's verify the default gateway also after the commit from the GUI, right? We have done. How we can verify this? Show interface and then management or show system info. See, it is showing 254. Okay. This is what we have configured from the GUI, right? Before it was 1.1, right? If you remember. So guys, is it clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yeah.
Yes,
Clear from my side.
Okay.
Sir, this is a first class, sir.
Yes, before this, we have just discussed the SP3 architecture, basic packet flow logic, how many architectures are there. So this is technically our day two initial configuration of Palo Alto Firewall. Okay.
Okay. Sir, can I get a recording class of previous
Yes, you
class?
will get all the recordings. You can connect the Sneha ma'am, right? You will get all the recordings from her.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is just our day two.
Hello.
So
sir,
guys,
when you get
yeah.
that, you
Hello.
can have it.
We are using two DNS, 888 and 4.2.2.
Hmm.
888 is default DNS and secondary is 4222. Is it range of DNS? Why you
No.
use?
As we
Google
don't
DNS.
have, see, we don't have any internal DNS in our environment here, right? So just for an example, I have configured the global DNS, Google DNS, right?
Okay.
But in production level, you have to configure this type, similar type of stuffs. If you
Yes.
have the DNS IP, so that is the reason. For example, Rohit has mentioned that.
Yeah. So guys, let's test this feature also, permitted IP. Okay. Let's say I'm only allowing system 172.16.1.1 or 50 to access this management interface of the Palo Alto Firewall, right? Apart from this, no one can be able to access this. Okay.
Just like VTI policy in Cisco IOS.
Yes. So let's commit the changes and let's see whether it is accessible on this management system or not, because my management system is having an IP address of 101, right?
So HTTP will gone.
Yes.
Try that. Configure.
Let's verify whether we are getting it or not. Okay. Now let me try to log in again from this system, right? HTTPS 100.
Cannot logging.
Let's go to the incognito mode, right? It was taking from the cache here, right? See, we are not getting anything after hitting this because we have only allowed .50 IP, right?
So now we have to change our IP to .50. Then
Yes,
only
whether we are able to see it's not responding, right?
yes.
So this is how you can do the restriction, or you can configure the restriction, or you can do the hardening with your firewall, right? ncpa.cpl, right? You go to the network settings and I'll change the IP. I
Okay.
have only allowed the 50, right? Let's try with the 50. Okay. Now my IP is set here. Now let's check the IP config once. Whether it is taking the IP address or not. Yeah, it is taking the IP 50. My 50 is permitted for accessing the firewall. See, it is immediately loaded. Right? and it is also allowing me to log into the firewall. See. Dashboard is opened, right? So this is the significance of your IP that is showing for the management here, right? I have shown you here, it is showing you dot 50. So this is the significance of this IP, right? Whatever you will allow, that will only get the access, else apart from that, no one can access. So this is how you can create the restrictions with your firewall, right? Now, if you want to set the host name of your firewall, so how can you do that? You need to go to the device tab, and then you need to go to the setup, and then you can go to the management, right? First of all, we have verified the settings with our management interface, right? Now I will go to the management tab, and here we can define, we can click on the gear button here, and I will define the host name of our firewall. Let's say I am defining Mumbai DC firewall 01. Okay. So if you have any domain, then you can define your domain as well, right? How we can define the domain this way, our firewall name, and then goinet.com, something like that. Okay. Since we do not have any domain, so we are working on virtual environment, so I'm not defining a domain here. So here you can define your login banner. Okay. So here you can mention this is only for the, this is only for the restricted users. Okay. Restricted users, right? This way you can define your banner. Okay. So if you want to apply any SSL TLS profile, then you can attach here. So as of now, we do not want to attach. We will see it later, right? And then here it is giving you the option to select the time zone, right? What time zone you want to select, you can select from here. Okay. Let's say we are taking any time zone, like let's say Iceland. Okay. Then it is giving you the option to select the date, time. Okay. All those things you can do from here. Okay. Let's click OK. And let's see whether our host name is showing or not. How you can verify your host name in your CLI as well as in your GUI, right? Here it is showing you the host name of your firewall, right? In device, sorry, in dashboard, and then general informations and the device name. As of now, it is not showing. Can anyone tell me why it is not showing? We have already defined it.
Commit.
Yes, good. We need to commit the changes.
Yeah.
Then only it will reflect you the changes, right? Or the changes will be applied. So guys, our commit is successfully applied, right? So as you guys can see here, our name has been updated, right? So anyone have any query in this, or anyone wants to ask something, then you can ask. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes. Right.
Okay, let me take the settings. How like you can configure your management interface of your Palo Alto firewall first time. right? And this is the way you can take the access, or you can create the restrictions with your management interface, right? We have seen how we can configure it through the CLI as well as from the GUI also, right? Okay, I'll click on network tab, sorry, and device. So guys, as you can see here, we have a multiple tabs available here, right? So we have total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 tabs available with our Palo Alto Firewall. Okay, so in dashboard, all the system related things, all the informations, okay, all the logs, HA information, port details, okay, configuration like system logs, threat logs, URL filtering logs, everything will be available here, right? And ACC is your access control tab, right? Here you can fetch all the details like network monitoring. You can do from here. You can fetch the reports from here, right? You can pull the top talkers from here. Okay, you can analyze the traffic from here. Okay, then we have a monitor tab, dedicated monitor tab. Monitor tab is used for your checking the logs only. Okay, from monitor tab you can check the logs. Okay, whatever the logs are generated, like traffic log, threat logs, URL filtering logs, wildfire logs, right? User ID logs, system logs, alarms. Okay, all those things you can verify from here. Okay, logs will be available, and rest of the parts are also available that we will see during our configuration settings, right? As of now we are not getting any alarms. So as you can see, we are getting the system logs here, right? Similarly, you can fetch all the logs from here, and you can also apply the packet capture. You can do the packet capturing from the monitoring tab, right? So monitoring tab is for your checking the logs, right? Session browser, you can check the traffics, right? See. Okay. Now we have third tab, or you can say fourth tab available, that is for policy. Okay. Here we create the policies. Okay. Security policy, net policy, QS policy. Okay. PBR. Okay. Policy based forwarding. Okay. All those type of policies you can create here, right? Then we have a object tab available. Here you can create multiple objects, right? Source object, destination objects, right? And the service objects, application groups. Okay. And also you can see we have option for security profiles here, right? That we will see how we can configure it from here. Then if you want to configure the custom URL settings, then you can also do from here, right? So majorly you can create the objects from here, right? And then we have a network related tab, right? Here you can do all the network related settings like your interface configuration, your zone creation, your VLAN creation, okay, your IPsec configuration, your global protect configuration, GRE configuration, DHCP configuration, okay, virtual router configuration, zone creation. So all those things, network related thing, you can be able to perform here in this tab, right? So then next tab we have that is device tab that we have already seen. Here we have multiple options available to configure your management interface, your service route configuration, administrator configuration, right? HA configuration. Okay. So slowly we will move forward and we will see what are the configuration settings, okay, available, and where we can configure the all those settings. Okay. So guys, let me take you to the admin profiles and let's see what are the admin profiles we have. As of now, I have logged in this firewall with a admin account, right? So let's check the administrators here in device tab, and then in administrator, you can define the administrator. You can create the login for your Palo Alto firewall, right? As of now, you guys can see here, we have only one admin created here, that is using a super admin role. Okay, means it can do anything, means this user can perform any task in this firewall. Okay, So how you can define the roles? So here we have admin roles. Okay. From the admin roles, you can create your own custom roles. Okay. Suppose any L1 joined in your team and you got a request to create the credential for him, and you need to restrict some access for him, right? You want to give some read only access, some access that he can modify, and some access that he can configure. So you need to create your profile from here, right? How you can create it? You just need to click on add button. Then you need to name your profile. Let's say I am giving here name that is L1 support, let's say. Okay. And I want my L1 support to only use these three tabs. Apart from that, let's say I want to remove the network tab. Okay. There is my network tab. Policy. Okay, let's say I do not want my L1 to open the policy. So I will just click here. So it will be disabled, right? And I also do not want him to use the object tab and network tab. Okay, and device settings also I want to disable. Let's say. Okay, so this is the way you can create your profile. Now we need to create the administrator as well, right? For the L1 profile. So let's say I am using one test one, right? And I'm defining the password test, okay? Test 123. And then the confirm password test 123. Okay. It's 123, right? So guys, here you guys can see we have an option to select the administrator account, administrator type. Okay, so how I want to give it, like dynamic? No, I do not want to give it a dynamic access. I want to give it as a role based access because I have created a profile for this, right? That is my L1 profile. So I will give L1 profile here, right? So we can click on OK. So it is saying invalid password. Password requirements are minimum 8 lengths. Okay, let me change the password. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right?
This is for a L1 user credential, correct?
Yes, yes, yes. It is for L1 user login password, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this way you can create your admin or you can attach your profile, custom profile, right? Now to apply the changes, what I need to do, I will have to configure, I will have to commit the configurations, right? Let me commit. And then we will see by like I will try to log in with the test user, whether those settings are disabled or not. So guys, my commit is successfully done, right? Now let me try to log out. How you can log out? Here at the bottom, you can see we have a logout option available, and it is also showing you the user detail, which user is logged in, right? Admin user is logged in as of now. Okay, and here it is also showing you the
Sir,
times.
one question. You have also defined the authentication configuration for the test this test one user, like the
No, no,
password and all.
I have just, yeah, authentication. I have just set the passwords,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Local
That will be
passwords.
yeah, that
And
will be applicable for him, right?
yes,
For
yes,
that,
for
yeah.
test
Okay,
user
okay.
will be able to like log in with this
This
credential,
this
right?
only, this only.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
Now let's try to log out and try to log in with the test user, right? I will log out. Okay, so guys, you can see here banner is showing, right? We have set the banner. This is only for the restricted users. So it is showing us the banner. So let me try to log in with my test user. So test one is my ID and the password is test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Let me try to log in and let me see whether those settings are applicable to this user or not.
Test one is for L1 support username, na?
Yes, yes, yes. In
Okay.
L1 support, we have removed some of the configuration items that he cannot do. That we have removed the network settings, right? Network configuration, policy creation, all those things I have disabled.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
let's-
understood. Good,
Yeah,
good.
let's see.
We have created first we have created for L1 policy, which
Yes.
they
Profile,
will
first
access
of
or
all.
not.
Yes, yes. First of all,
Then
we have created a profile. Then we have created
profile. Then okay, good. Understood. Thank you.
Sir, one question I have, like if the policies are not disabled for some of the policies are not disabled for L1, and he tries to disable the policies of the user, the super user, can he do that?
No, if he
No.
has a super admin access, then he can do that.
Okay.
So guys, here you can see we have logged in with the test user, right? We have logged in with the test one user. And here, the rest of the tabs are not available, right? Apart from the monitoring, like a dashboard, ACC, and monitor tab, it is not showing any other tab, right? It is fine. We have removed all those tabs for the test one user. So it is not showing for this user, right? So this is how you can create a role-based access for your administrators.
Yes, network is not there.
Yes, network is
network.
not there, object is not there,
Not there.
device is not there, right? So we
Yeah.
have removed all those things for this user. So this is the way you can create your user, right? You can define your own custom profile and you can give the role-based access to your admins in your production environment, right? So it is
This
also,
profile can put the commit, any changes.
sorry,
Suppose any changes is required, right? Can this profile actually do the any changes and like commit is possible or not?
that will depend whether you have allowed this user or not. Okay, since we have only removed these sections, right? As you have seen my profile settings, I have only just disabled these settings. So that is the reason it is showing the commit and all these options available here, right?
Correct.
Apart from that, everything is available. Okay, whatever you will change, that change will be reflected to your user. Okay,
But
Actually,
sorry,
sir, if
I
we
have one
if
question.
we
Rajesh, 1 minute. I have one question. We have created L1 access for monitoring this. So he does not remove, edit anything. So why commit section are there?
Commit because we have not removed it, right? We have not removed it from your access control, right?
Okay. Sorry. I understood.
if we will give the read access only, then commit will be showing or not.
Commit, if you will give the read access,
Yeah,
suppose if you
only
want to
read
remove the
access.
commit, then you will specifically remove to commit from that profile. Okay, that there we were disabling
you have
all
to
these
profile.
tabs, right?
Yeah, when you create on any profile, you
Yes.
have to disable that or not really record for them.
Suppose if you want to remove the commit option, then you will have to remove the commit.
There must be some option for it, right?
Yeah.
Specific option. Right.
Correct.
Yes. Okay, guys. Is it fine, right? Let me try to log in with the admin user again. Admin at 123, right? So yeah, I'm able to log in, right? Mumbai DC Firewall 1. So whatever options you have available with your profile, whatever you will attach for your user, those action items or those tabs will be available, or those settings he can do, modify or change, right? So we need to go to the device and then administrator. You can see we have two administrators. Okay, we have one here profile. So see, if you want to remove the dashboard, then you can remove the dashboard from here, right? inside dashboard if you want to disable something.
Commit के लिए sir, commit के लिए कहाँ है?
Commit का देखते हैं इसमें है कि नहीं है. Commit is here, right?
Yeah, sure.
You can disable it from here. Okay. Then commit option will go for the user. So L1 from L1, I have removed the commit option. Let's see. So guys, I hope it's clear to everyone, right? This is how you can create the role-based access for your user. So
Sir,
let's see.
and one question, one question. Like no one can remove like if all the access if all the policies are same for the super user and the L1 test user, but still L1 test user cannot make the changes for the super user, right?
Right.
Right. Okay.
So test 1 and test 1 to 3 is my password. Let me try to log in.
But when we create two super user, then one super user can edit or delete something for
another user, right?
Yes.
That can be possible.
Yes, he can edit also another super user policy, correct?
Like L1 and L2 can be edited.
But we can see the logs when you someone suppose I and Rajesh are both super user. Rajesh deleted something my policy, so I can see by logs, correct?
Yes.
Okay, right. Good.
So guys, as you can see here, it is still showing the like commit option, but we are not able to do any commits, right? Because there is no changes, because it is there is no commit, like no configuration items available with this.
Sir, if we make two admins, hello.
Sorry. Yes.
If we make two admins, one admin is not remove the another admin access.
Can remove.
You are saying we have two super admin users, right?
Sir, only super user has the access, right? To like
only super user can do all the changes. Everything.
If we have two super user,
Miss super user will have the full control, right?
And we cannot have two super user or only one.
You can have two super users.
Okay.
Multiple super users.
One super user can remove another super user access.
Yeah.
That we can test, no?
That is tricky.
Yes, we will be able to do that. Okay, what was the password? Admin at 1, 2, 3. That because super user is having all the like full control, so he can do the changes.
Yes, you can, because we have two super user and one super user did wrong things 2 to 3 times. So definitely other super user have option to delete this policy for that. It is simple things, na?
Yes, exactly.
Suppose Rajesh or me,
because
both are super user, and I am doing I have done something wrong, so Rajesh can delete my policy or delete my cadence.
Let me create a super user also, right? Then we will
good, very good.
We can test everything, no problem. Okay, we need to go to the device tab, right? Okay, in administrator. Okay, one super admin is there, right? We will create one more admin. That is admin 1, right? Admin 1. Super admin. Okay, admin 1. I'm using the same password. Admin at 1, 2, 3. Admin at 1, 2, 3. Right? Now you want me to log in with this new super admin user and then modify this admin user account, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And sir, the test one also can be made super user, right? If we change the policies, right?
Yes, we can create him.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's commit. That totally depends upon you, right? How you want to organize your users or how you want to assign the roles, right? So my commit is successfully done. Let me try to log in with a new user, admin1, right? Okay, admin1, and then my password is admin at 123, right? Now see guys, this admin1 is a super user, right? Is also a super user. So it is, this user will have full access to this firewall. So this user can modify the admin1 access or do the changes for admin users also, right? Let it load, then we will see. Okay, now it is loaded. Okay, I'll click on close. So here you can see we have logged in with the admin1 user, right? Now I'll go to the device tab again, right? So here you guys can see we have an admin here, right? If I'll click on admin, then you can see we can change the settings for the admin user, right? I want to assign the L1 role to him that I have created for the test1 user. So you guys can see we can do the changes for the another super admin, right? You got it now? Because this admin1 is a super admin.
Yes,
So
yes,
super admin will
got it.
have a full control. So he
Yes, yes.
can modify the previous admin as well, super admin as well, right?
Okay.
I have assigned the previous admin to the L1 support right now, right? Let's see whether those options are gone for the admin user or not. Okay. So let me log in with the admin and my password is admin at 123, right? Okay, is loading. This time network object and all those tabs will not be available.
Not coming.
Yeah, because we have
Network object
L1 support
policy.
profile.
Yes.
Yeah.
Network updates policy and device. Have some. Only three button are coming.
See
Bottom
guys,
came.
here
Yes.
we are logged in with our admin user, right? Which was earlier in a super admin profile. Now you can see the tabs that we have disabled for the L1 support, like whatever we have done the configuration for L1 support profile is reflecting with this user, right? This user can no more go to the network tab, object tab, okay, device tab, because those options are not available with this, right?
But we can find later. We have checked. Later we will check. We can find this by logs. Okay,
Yes.
who
You
will
can check the
disable
logs.
my
You can check the system
credential?
logs, who is changing, who
The
is performing
credential.
the changes, right?
Yeah,
All those
good.
things you can check.
As
Configuration
some.
changes. Yeah.
Sir, can you check the logs here?
Yeah. See now. So all those things we will see. Okay. We can verify the configuration logs, who did the changes, right? That you need to investigate, right?
Yeah.
See, admin1 has done some changes, right? So here we can verify. Okay. So those are all the troubleshooting steps.
Scroll down, you can see.
Okay. Now let's again go with the admin profile, super admin profile. That is the admin one, right? So guys, this is your role-based access in your Palo Alto Firewall. This is how you can create the users and you can control the access for the users based upon the rules you will define. Okay. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
And all tabs are also clear to everyone. In which tab, what are the informations available, or for what settings we will need to go to the
Yeah,
which tab?
yeah.
Yes.
We will definitely go through this video once again. If anything is required, we will definitely ask you. By today, all the things are cleared as per me.
Okay.
Okay, and very you have discussed very softly and sincerely.
Sir,
Okay.
when
Thank
you
you.
get the lab access for practicing,
Sorry, actually your voice is not clear. Can you repeat again?
sir, are you audible? I am audible.
Ha,
Yes, you're
Subroto.
audible.
Subroto,
Yes,
tell me.
actually, when we'll get the access, the lab access for practicing this type of
Okay, for
thing.
lab access, you can connect with the ma'am, na?
If
She will
if
access.
you will take, sorry for interrupting, if you will take lab access immediately, okay, with 2 to 3 class, no issue. You just ping Neha ma'am or Neha फटक से दे देगा वो. Both is fast. She's a faster man, you can say.
Okay, okay. Cyber.
Ask the woman.
Means
Okay, guys, if you want the lab access, na, you can connect
you
with the
can
ma'am. Okay, she is our
yeah,
training coordinator for the videos also for our live sessions. Okay, you can contact her. You will get the previous class recording from her, right? You will get all the class notes. Okay, all the lab details what I'll be sharing you here, right? All the lab topologies. Okay, what we will create, all the lab guides. Okay, theory documentations, all those things you can get from her. Okay.
yes, yes, he's doing fast because yesterday I just asked him to SD1 labs to share me abdomen labs within 2 minutes. He shared me SD1 lab. That is the reason I'm telling you.
Okay, okay. Thanks. So, guys, is it clear or anyone wants to ask anything in this?
No, sir, you can continue.
It's clear, right?
Topic is very clear. No issue.
Okay. So, guys, we have discussed, like I have told you, we have different types of interfaces available with our Palo Alto Firewall. Can anyone tell me what are those interfaces I have told you, if you remember?
I
Like
have
how many ways we can configure?
console interface, management interface. We can use
User,
management interface by
user
HA,
interface.
and four interface are for user and local network and one.
Apart from that, like if I have a data port, I have told you if we have a data ports available with our Palo Alto Firewall. So
Yes.
our data port, how many ways we can configure our data ports, right? That I have told you.
Yeah, one ingress and egress.
No, no, no. You forgot it. No worries. Let me tell you again. Okay. Those the details you are sharing, that is correct. We have a management port, console port, and the data ports. Okay.
Yeah.
But further, if we have a data ports, okay, in our Palo Alto firewall, right? So we have a type of interfaces that we can configure with our Palo Alto firewall. Okay. So how many types we can deploy our firewall, or how many types we can configure our data ports? Okay. So we have a few deployment modes with our Palo Alto firewall, that is L3 deployment, right? L2 deployment, okay? Then vWire deployment,
Oh,
okay? Then we have a tap mode of
Tap,
deployment.
tap, tap.
These are
uh,
the four deployment types available with our Palo Alto firewall, okay?
it,
Means,
it, it is port deployment or it is firewall deployment.
Interface.
let
Just
me complete, Saibur Rahman. You can like ask after I finish, right? If you have
okay.
any doubt, okay? So guys, what I told you, we can configure our firewall in these type of interfaces, right? We can configure our interfaces in L3 mode, L2 mode, vWire mode, and tap mode. So we have these 4 type of deployment method available with our Palo Alto firewall, right?
Sir, it's like L3 is for source IP, destination IP, right?
Yes,
Yes,
L3
yes,
deals
yes.
with the IP addressing, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
IP
here
address.
you
Yeah,
can configure the IP address with your
yeah, yeah.
Palo Alto firewall interfaces,
Sir,
right?
can you give a insight about
Yes, we
W?
will do all
Okay,
the
okay,
deployments. Practically, we will see how we can deploy it, right?
okay.
And then we have a second mode of deployment that is called L2 deployment. Okay,
MAC,
what that
MAC,
works?
MAC addressing.
Yes, it will work as a switch. If we
Okay,
will define our firewall port as a L2, then our firewall port will behave as a switch. So we will see how we can deploy Palo Alto firewall in L2 mode, right? Then we have a vWire deployment. Okay, vWire is a kind of transparent mode of deployment. Okay, what is transparent mode? Whenever you have any running network and you want to put your firewall in between without changing the configuration settings. Okay, so in that type of deployment, this type of deployment is known as virtual wire or transparent mode of deployment. Okay, where you will be able to control the traffic based on policy. Okay, so we will see what is virtual wire and what is tap mode of deployment, right? So let's try to configure the firewall in L3 mode first today. Okay, let's see how we can configure it in L3 mode. Okay, and how we can create a simple policy or how we can create the zones with our firewall, right? So I have also told you the zone concept that firewall, Palo Alto firewall is a zone-based firewall. So can anyone tell me what is zone?
Zone is the physical space, logical space. You can say that we have
Hmm?
multiple zones in our data center. That is delimiter zones, military zones, external delimiter zones. Okay,
Yes. Okay.
and we can configure base of the
requirement.
user access or requirement.
So
If outside user can access our
any.
network, then we
Mhm.
can put our server in external DMZ zone. So
Okay.
it is behind the firewall.
Okay. So
As per Palo
anyone
Alto,
else
three
wants to?
zones is available. Uh, Secure
Sorry.
zone, non-secure, trusted, untrusted, and DMZ. As per Palo Alto policy.
Yes, that is the type you can define. But I'm asking what is zone? How you will define zone? If interviewer will ask you
LAN
like Palo Alto
or
is a zone-based
internet,
firewall.
our LAN environment, local network, and we can
Uh,
define the trusted and outside on the internet side and the untrusted, and DMZ the features the connected from the outside and they are active the server 30 meter from DMZ.
yes. So whenever anyone will ask you like what is zone, so you can reply them. Zone is a logical grouping of your interfaces, right? Zone is a logical grouping of your interfaces. Suppose I am having one Palo Alto firewall and I have 4 ports available with my firewall, right? This port I'm using for my management. And suppose I have created this my as a LAN zone, and this is I have created as a DMZ zone, and this is my outside network connected. So I have put it in a WAN zone or outside zone, untrusted zone. Okay. So it is basically a logical grouping of your interfaces. Suppose if you have many ports available, like we have one more port that we have defined here, right? So we can call it with our LAN port, right? There may be a chance that we have a multiple ports available with our zones. Okay, but one port cannot be a part of different zones. Okay, one zone can be a part of, like we can assign multiple ports in one zone, but one port can we do not we cannot assign to multiple zones, right? So what is zone? Zone is a logical grouping of your interfaces, right? Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
One
sir.
port cannot assign to multiple zone, correct? Multiple
Yes,
zone
one
can be
zone.
assigned by one
Yes,
port, correct?
yes. In one
Okay,
zone you can have multiple ports, but one port cannot be a part of multiple zones.
okay,
Okay?
okay. This is the rules.
Yes, that you need to
Mm,
understand. Okay, that you need
mm,
to take a note.
mm.
Okay, now guys, since it is a zone-based firewall, so we will see how we can create the zone in our Palo Alto firewall, right? So For creating the zone, you need to go to the network tab. Okay, you can go to the network tab, and in network tab, if you will see, first option is available with our interfaces, and second option is available, that is zone. Okay, from zone, here you can create the zones, right? So let's say I am creating here some zones. Trust, land trust. Okay, land trust. So what type of zone I want to create it as a layer 3, right? So similarly, you can create WAN untrust. Okay. Similarly, we can create DMZ zone. Okay. Sorry, ZONE.
So what we have option of log setting there.
Yes. Okay. So this is the way you can create the zones, right? In our Palo Alto firewall. Now, whenever I will go to the interface, let's say I want to configure one interface. Which interface? Let's say I'm configuring one router here, connecting one router. Okay. This is, let's say, is a part of my LAN zone. Okay. So which port I have connected here? I have connected one by one. So I want to put one by one into a LAN zone, right? And let's take one more device here. Okay. One by one and one by two are the ports that we are using. Okay. This is my LAN, and this I will be using for DMZ, let's say. Okay. So how we can do that? In our Ethernet one by one. Okay. First of all, you need to go to the network and then interfaces. And inside your interfaces, you have the interfaces of your ports configuration, right? So I can go to the Ethernet one by one, right? So it is giving me, so here I want to give local area network, right? Or LAN zone. So you can give a comment here, whatever you want to give, like I'm giving comment, that is just alias. Okay. Now it is asking us to select the type, interface type. I told you we have these many types available with our Palo Alto firewall. One is HA is also there. That is useful whenever you will configure HA. You will deploy in HA mode, right? So as of now, we want to go for the L3 mode, right? So here it is giving us some options like which virtual router you want to assign it. Okay. So let's say as of now, I'm going with default. I'll tell you what is virtual router. Okay. What is virtual router concept. So here we are just trying to understand how we can configure the IP address with our Palo Alto firewall interface. Okay. How we can assign the zones. Now here we are getting the options to select the security zones. Okay, let's see whether we are getting the options. See, here we are getting the zones that we have created, right? So in which zone I want to assign this interface? I want to assign this interface in LAN trust zone, right? As per our topology, one by one in LAN trust zone. So this is the way you can select your zone here, right? The next step, okay, let me take it again. Mhm. Okay, let me refresh the page once. Okay. Okay, now we are getting the access, right? So guys, here you guys can see we have till now configured the interface. We have selected the interface. We have given one comment, sorry, that is just a alias, just for recognition of your interface, right? Then we have selected the type. Okay, I want to configure it as a layer 3 interface, right? Then here we have an option to select the virtual router. Virtual router is nothing but your routing table. Okay, by default, Palo Alto Firewall is having one routing table that is default. Okay, I'll show you where you can see this. Okay, then we have an option to select the zone. Okay, I want to put this interface in my LAN trust zone. So I'll select it the LAN trust zone. Okay, now here we have an option to give the IP address or to
But in production
in
unit, we can use the physical router, correct?
Sorry, I didn't get you. What is it?
This router, which you have connected right now, the first router, it is the virtual router, and
Right.
is it inbuilt for Palo Alto?
No.
No.
This is not inbuilt or anything like that. If you have a layer 3 device after your Palo Alto device, right?
Yeah.
It can be your layer 3 switch, right? It
Yeah,
can
yeah.
be your layer 3
Okay,
any
okay,
device.
understood. We
So just
we
for
can
an
use
example,
our
but building
physical box also.
Yes.
Okay,
It is just
understood.
like your physical only, right?
Okay, understood. Good.
Don't get confused. Yeah. So here we have the option to configure the IP address in our interface, right? Let's say we want to define the IP. Let's say we are going with the 10.1.1.100/24. Okay, I want to give it my Palo Alto interface IP here. Okay, in 1 by 1, right? 10.1.1.100/24, right? We have given this IP here. Okay. So in IPv6, I don't want to go with the IPv6 configuration here. Okay. Next, we have an advanced tab available. Here, it will show you all the management profile that you want to attach with your interface, right? If you want to allow any access on your interface, then you can create your management profile here, right? Suppose I want to allow ping access to my LAN interface as well. So how I can do that? As of now, it is selected as a none, right? So I will have to create one management profile and I will have to attach it with my LAN port, right? MGMT profile. Let's see. I'm giving a name just for an example. Okay. So is not taking MGMT. Okay, MGMT. Pro. Okay. Okay, let me take it as a ping. Okay. I want to, let's say, allow ping only to my LAN port. So I can click on ping, right? So this is the way you can attach your profile. Okay. Now we will be able to ping our local area network port, or you can say LAN port.
So
LAN
can you
trust
show the
port.
config option? Config option. First
Config.
one.
Okay. See.
Yeah.
Commit
Uh,
option.
Sir, we have another option of virtual router also, except default.
Yes. We have a multiple. You can have
Sir,
a multiple
So
virtual
can you
routers created.
could you please again explain this virtual router concept? If you don't mind.
Yes, I'll tell you. No problem. Virtual router is basically a default routing table for your Palo Alto firewall. Okay. Let me commit this. Let me save the configuration first. Then I'll show you. Okay. I have just configured the IP address to my port. I have assigned it as a layer 3 port. I have attached one management profile to ping this interface, right? By default, nothing will be allowed for your interfaces in case of your Palo Alto firewall. So how you can do that? You will have to attach management profiles, right? So I have only attached the ping profile. Nothing else will be applicable. So guys, you guys are asking what is virtual router. So here you guys can see we have a virtual router available. Virtual router means it is having a one default virtual router, that is a routing table. Okay. By default, all the interfaces will come in your, or you will have to add your interfaces in this virtual router. Okay. To do the routing. Okay. It's just like a VRF concept in case of your routers. Okay, what VRF does? VRF means you are
this virtual. Sorry,
yes,
go
yes.
ahead, go ahead.
VRF means you are dividing your virtual, like your routing tables, right? So by default, we have only one routing table available for our Palo Alto firewall. So if you want to divide your routing table, then you can create many or more virtual routers here. Okay, that we have a dedicated session for. We will see how we can create the multiple virtual routers, how we can establish the communication between our different virtual routers segments, right? How we can perform the routing between our virtual routers. Okay,
So,
as of now,
so
you can consider
I
it
have
as a
one question. Sorry for interrupting.
yes, yes, go
I have
ahead.
here one question. This is the virtual router. This is the inbuilt virtual router for Palo
Yes,
Alto,
this is the
correct?
inbuilt virtual router of your Palo Alto.
And working as a layer 3.
Yes,
Okay,
it
layer
is.
3, and if you need multiple tenants or multiple IP address or default gateway, then we have to configure the multiple virtual router as a VRF mode. Correct? Or
No,
no?
it is just like your VRF. It is not about the virtual. It is not about your default router or all this default router,
Okay.
default gateway configuration. Okay, it is just like your routing
VRF.
table division. Okay.
Virtual routing forwarding table.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay,
If
okay.
you want to divide your current routing table and you want to have your different routing tables for your different vendors, then you can go ahead with this concept, right? Just like a
Correct.
VRF. We will
Yes.
see. We have a dedicated session for it. Okay.
Okay, okay. Understood.
No need to worry. Okay, we will build a live scenario. Okay, real time scenario. Then we will see how we can do the modification with our virtual routers and how we can achieve the routings. Okay, all those things we will see. So till now we have done the interface configuration. So anyone have any query in this? How to create everything? Nothing will allow the interface. We need to modify our interfaces. So anyone wants to ask anything? So let me commit it, right? Anyone, any query?
Sir, I have one query regarding the management profile. Like,
Mhm.
how we can, like, what is the exact use and how we can modify the services and all. Like,
Okay.
only function is to like modify what are the services that are that meets the requirement, right?
Yes. Suppose we have configured this it one by one port, right? And
Hanji.
I want to attach some services. I want to enable some services on this port. Like I want to allow the ping. I want to allow the HTTPS access. I want to allow
Okay,
the
okay, okay.
SSH access. So how we can do that? This is by
Yes,
default
yes.
is
Okay.
not allowed in the Palo Alto interfaces. So for allowing all those things, you will have to create the management profile and you will have to attach that management profile with your interfaces, right? And in your management profile, you will define the services, right? The way we have defined here, right? I have only defined the ping service here, right?
Sir,
So
can you create can you just modify the one management profile for me, like to get the
yes, yes, yes.
clear
Let me
concept?
show you. As of now, I have shown how you can create it from the interface. So next part is you can come to the interface management as well. Okay. In interface management, you will see one profile is created. Management profile is created, right? Where we have only allowed the ping service. Okay. Similarly, if you want to create many services, then you can create here. Okay. Management profile for your interfaces, right? MGMT1, let's say. Here, I want to allow HTTPS, Telnet, SSH, ping service. Okay. So this way I can create it. Okay. But this is not attached with my interface. So for
Okay.
like make it applicable, you need to call it with your interface also, right?
Okay.
I need to go to the interface. I need to go to the advanced. And in advanced, we have option for them selecting the
Ping.
management profile.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So in my MGMT1, all the services like HTTP, HTTPS ping is allowed. So I can attach it from here, right? So here you can see management profile is called, right?
Yes.
MGMT1. So it is only applicable when we will commit the changes. So
Okay.
let's commit it. Okay. And I will go to my router. I will try to configure it. Okay. And then we will see whether our management profile is working or not, right? So what I will have to do here, I will assign the same range of IP in my
router
right?
interface,
Mhm.
gigabyte
Yes.
0 by 0.
Right. So let's say I am defining here as a 10.1.1.1. Okay, let's try. Okay. So I have attached a management profile. Okay. Okay. So what is in my management profile? I will be able to ping, right?
Ping and on another server side.
Yes. You need to go to the network and then you can come to the interface management, right? Here you can see we have allowed
Yes, sir.
ping, right?
Telnet
Telnet and
yes.
SSH
Yes, all those services are allowed.
and HTTPS also.
Right. So let's see whether we are able to ping or not, right? And we will also try by removing this profile. Okay, now my router is up. I will go to the enable mode, configuration terminal, interface is gigabit Ethernet 0 by 0, IP address 10.1.1.1, right? 255.255.255.0, no shut,
No
right?
shut.
What
Yes.
else I need to give here? I also have to define the gateway for this router, right? So I will give one default route, that is IP route 0.0.0.0, right?
10.1.1.100.
10.1.1.100. Okay.
100,
What will be
100.
the gateway for this device? The IP address of our Palo Alto
Palo
firewall, right?
Alto firewall interface.
So this is the way you can define in router. Okay. So let's save the configurations. Okay, my configurations are saved. Okay.
Port is up.
Exit, show IP, interface brief. If I will show you the interface settings, then you can see my IP is configured, right? And let me show you the routing table as well. Okay, show IP route. You can see my default route is pointing towards the Palo Alto interface, right? Palo Alto interface IP. So let me try to ping the Palo Alto interface 10.1.1.100. Okay, see, it's working.
Yes.
Any issue?
Yes.
Yes.
No, sir. Got.
A loopback also there in the router. 32.
Yes. Now let's try by removing the ping service from the management profile. Okay. Where is the ping?
This one.
Let me disable it. Okay, it's disabled. Okay. So this MGMT1 is called with my interface, right? Here you guys can see MGMT1, right? Let me commit it. So this is the importance of your management profile, and this is how you can configure your interface with your Palo Alto firewall, right?
Sir, just wanted to ask a question regarding the configuration on the router.
I'll
On the
tell you. Yeah,
yes,
yeah, no problem.
gateway configuration for the router.
I'll tell you, no problem.
Okay.
Just wait for some time, right? Let me try to ping it again. See, it's not pinging, right?
Not pinging.
Not pinging.
Means our
Awesome,
management
awesome.
profile is working. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
But ping is disabled, so we are not able to pinging this.
Yes. Let's try by telnet.
Yeah, we can.
This is only for the restricted users. We are able to telnet the firewall. Right? We are getting the banner of our firewall.
Okay.
So guys, is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah. Good.
So yeah, what you want to ask regarding the like this router configuration?
Sir, the default gateway that for the router. Yeah.
Okay, see, this is our topology. Okay, in this topology, I have used one interface that is I am using in a LAN zone, right? That is 10.1.100. Okay.
Yes.
And here we have placed one device in local area network that is having an IP address of 10.1.1.1.
Same
right?
range. Yeah.
So for this device to go to any other network, it needs one default gateway, right?
Okay.
If suppose you have one PC attached here, then what you will configure in your PC? You will assign one IP. You will give the subnet mask, you will give the default gateway setting,
Gateway. Yes, sir.
DNS settings. All those things you need to give, right? Similarly, I have done the default gateway. What will be the default gateway for this router? This Palo Alto interface only, right?
100.
Because we have only one uplink port, one uplink device available here. Okay.
Okay.
Is it clear? Means if anything will come to this router, it needs to forward all the traffic to the Palo Alto firewall only.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Good.
Okay. So guys, anyone wants to ask anything?
Sir, I have one question. That interface tab, can you open that?
Interface type.
Interface mode. Interface mode. Yeah. There is interface type. On which basis we take that interface layer 2, layer 3?
I told you that we have these many types of deployment available with our Palo Alto firewall, right? As of now, we are seeing how we can configure the IP addressing. Okay. So IP addressing is done on layer 3. Okay.
Yes.
So that is why we have chosen layer 3 as a type of interface. Okay. When we will deploy the firewall in layer 2, or we will deploy our firewall in layer 2, or we will use it as a switch, then we will configure it as a layer 2 interface.
Okay, got it.
So similarly, we will see all these things, okay? How we can use these types of interfaces, how we can deploy the firewalls in L3, L2, vWire, HA, and tap mode, right? Slowly we will move forward, okay? Probably tomorrow I will deploy the firewall in L3 and L2 mode, okay? We will see how we can deploy the firewall in L3 mode, okay? Today I only shown you how you can configure the IP address in your Palo Alto firewall, or how you can give the service access, like you can allow the services with your interfaces, right? By the management profile. You need to call it with the management profile, right? And what is the virtual router concept that we have seen? Default routing table is known as virtual router, right? So we will see slowly, okay, how we can proceed with the configurations, okay? Is it clear, guys?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay. Now, if I will go to the policy tab, then I'll go to the security tab, right? Security policy. So here you guys can see we have a by default two policies created here, right? One is intra-zone default, another one is inter-zone default, right? Inter-zone means your zones, two different zones, right? Intra-zones mean your same zones.
Within
Okay.
zone.
Yes.
Within the zones.
Within same zone. And inter-zone means different zones. So by default, in case of Palo Alto firewall, everything is denied. Everything is denied for the different zones. Okay. As you guys can see here, deny, right? Action is denied. And if you will see here in the same zone, or you can say in intra-zone default,
Allowed.
everything is allowed, right? So it is again a interview question. By default, how many policies are there in your Palo Alto firewall? So we have by default two firewall policies created by default, right? That is intrazone and interzone. In interzone is for the different zones communication. That is all like everything is dropped or everything is denied for this type of communication. Or for same zone, we have a intrazone default policy. Okay. By default, within a zone, everything is allowed. Okay. Means if I am assigning two ports in LAN zone, and by default, all the traffic between those ports will be allowed through this policy. Okay. And if we are considering this firewall configuration settings or configuration, here we have decided to put this firewall in a DMZ zone, and we have decided to put this firewall in a LAN zone. So whenever I will initiate any traffic from here to here or here to here, so everything will get dropped by the firewall with the interzone policy. Right? Is it clear, guys?
Different zone. Okay. Different zone.
Yeah,
Is it clear to
interzone.
everyone?
One zone to another zone.
Yes.
Good. Clear.
Okay. So anyone wants to ask anything? Any query, any doubt that we have discussed today?
Sir, can tell Maybe.
Yes, tell me.
Sir, can tell me one second because my voice is interrupted.
What do you want me to repeat this?
Yes, 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 yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
So guys,
Interzonal.
yes, no problem. So I have told here we have a two default policies with our Palo Alto firewall. Okay, by default. Okay, we have one
Okay.
intra-zone policy. One is another one is inter-zone default. Okay, inter-zone is applicable whenever your communication will take place from one zone to another zone. Okay, whenever any traffic from one zone to another zone will go, it will be dropped by the firewall with this policy. Okay, because here you can see action is dropped, right?
Okay.
Deny. So whenever any traffic will be initiated from one zone to another zone, it will always be dropped by the firewall with this policy, right? And by default, everything from one zone to like within a zone, everything will be allowed with the intra-zone policy, right? Because here you can see we have a allow action
Allow.
set,
Okay.
right? For intra-zone. Intra-zone means within a zone.
And sir, we
Okay.
can also,
Can
yeah,
we
right.
give default policy?
Yes, these are the default policies
And
available with your Palo Alto
and
Firewall.
obviously we can define the zones, right? So in that way it will function.
Yes.
Yes.
You can define the
Sir,
zone
if
and
we
you can
want,
create.
can I delete these default policy?
No, you cannot delete it.
Achha.
Okay.
Let me see. You can test it, na? If I'm selecting it, see this option is blur, right? I am not able to delete it, right? If I will select it, I'm not able to delete it, right? So we won't be able to delete the default policies of our Palo Alto Firewall. Okay, is it clear?
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And if you want to create any new policy, then you can go ahead with the add button, right? So we will see how we can create the policy, how we can enable the communication between the devices in our next session. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, guys. So we are done for today. We have seen how we can do the initial setup or we can configure the management port of our Palo Alto firewall, right? Right from the GUI, from the CLI, how we can configure the interface of our Palo Alto firewall, how we can create the like admins, okay? How we can provide the access to the admins based on the roles, right? How we can create the zones in our firewall, okay? And we have also seen how we can attach the management profile. We can allow access to the services like ping, HTTPS, or whatever you want with our management profile, with our interface, right? And we have also seen how the dashboard of the Palo Alto Firewall looks like, or how you can like arrange it according to your need. Okay. So we are done for today. We will reconvene. Okay. You can get in touch with the Sneha ma'am regarding the class details or the notes. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
guys. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Have
Thank
a
you, sir.
good day
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
to all of
Thank
you.
you.
Bye bye.